Let's continue our tip of the iceberg end of season awards with the Unsung Hero Award. Now, the Penguins handed this one to Noel Acciari, and Acciari did get some votes on our poll that we put up on Tip of the Iceberg on YouTube, but the runaway winner of this one, and he probably shouldn't have been in this when it's considered to be just Penguins fans voting on it, but I wanted to put him in here for a specific reason, and we'll get to it. Brian Rust takes 74% of the vote for Penguins Unsung Hero. Kevin Hayes gets 13%, and that magic number is following him everywhere. I think he has 13 goals on the season as well. Noel Acciari has 12% of the vote, and other got 2% of the vote. Marcus Pettersson was brought up a couple times. So too was Blake Lizotte, which I think is a fair shout out as well. Now, some people also said, why is Brian Rust on here? We sing his praises all the time. And I put him on there, or at the very least, I thought of him for this because I still don't think he gets the respect that he deserves nationally. And honestly, even locally, I think that there's still just some, oh yeah, that's Brian Rust, that's what he does. It's like, no, you need to appreciate what he does. He kills penalties. He's on the power play. He plays first line minutes. He does it all. And now he's a facilitator as well, having a career year with 63 points, 29 goals. And I'm praying to the heavens that he can get that first 30-goal season later tonight. I hope that that is Sidney Crosby's number one mission, because Sid is 1 point away from 90. He can get that on a secondary assist. But I want to see Brian Rust with 30 in the goal category for this season. But I do think that he does not get the respect that he deserves on a national stage. Is that something that you agree with, or do you think that I'm just blowing smoke?
No, I agree with you. I mean, it's tough for anyone on the Penguins outside of Crosby, Malkin, Letang, goaltender, to get attention on the national stage in the Penguins. It just is. It's just the way it's always going to be. So no matter what, and add Erik Karlsson to that equation. And so no matter what, anyone not named those guys they're going to be a little bit more underappreciated in terms of attention from the national media. And for Brian Rust, I mean, he still gets a good amount of recognition whenever he is playing, but he brings in so much more to the organization. He's a leader. He's been here for a long time. He does so much more than just score nearly 30 goals. I mean, the 5-game winning goals this year, I know it's not Anthony Beauvillier's 6, but it's quite a good number, and he's always had that clutch gene. We saw it in 16, we saw it in 17, and we've seen it throughout his career. He's always been able to find the right times to score goals. This season really was no different. I hope he gets his 30, and when it comes to Unsung Hero, he's the same name I had down. So it's just the way the vibes are, too. You know the Penguins are Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang. You know that's who they are. But they always need the supporting guys. You could argue Jake Guentzel was an unsung hero for all the years he was here. He got national attention for sure, and he was a key piece for so much. But you could still argue because of the shadow that Crosby, Malkin, Letang cast, anyone else could fall under this category.
Yeah, and it wasn't until last year that a lot of people nationally recognized how good Jake Guentzel was, because they said, well, it's just a product of Crosby. It's just because he plays with Crosby. Now, he played with very good players in Carolina as well. He played with Sebastian Aho, and now he's playing with Nikita Kucherov. But the fact is, it takes talent to play with talent and to succeed at that level. So I think that's why Jake Guentzel is getting the recognition that he deserves. And if Brian Rust, which there is no indication that he's going anywhere, but if Brian Rust were to do the same thing, were to go to different teams and play in their top sixes, he would also produce again, and he would get the same amount of, oh, he has been good all this time type of recognition. I mean, he should have been on Team USA for the Four Nations, and this is a PSA. If this gets to Mike Sullivan, I'm telling you, you got to pull as many strings. Not that he didn't. He might have tried to do this with Billy Guerin at the Four Nations. He needs to be on the Olympic roster for 2026 for Team USA. That is exactly what you need in your bottom six, and it fits exactly what you're trying to do as Team USA, as the Bash brothers leading the way with the Kachucks. He meshes into that perfectly in the bottom six, where he gives you defensive responsibility as well as that offensive flair. So he needs to be on Team USA in 2026, and it's reasons like that I continue to look at Brian Rust and say he's been consistently a very good player in his entire career as a Pittsburgh Penguin. And people still look at him and say, yeah, but that's just Brian Rust. It's just what he does. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, people were banging the table for Rickard Rakell to get on Team Sweden, and rightfully so. But Brian Rust is having the same season. He's having the same season with 5 less goals. That's all it is. Playing on the same line. And the commotion and the clamoring was far less severe for Brian Rust as it was for Rickard Rakell. Now, there are other circumstances that go into that. Team Sweden, not as stacked as Team USA at the forward position this year, especially due to all the injuries that them and Finland were dealing with going into the Four Nations face-off. But it just feels like, while yes, a lot of Penguins fans respect and, in the spirit of this award, sing the praises of Brian Rust, I still don't think it's enough. I just still don't think it's enough.
You're right. I do think there was other pieces added to why the Brian Rust commotion wasn't as loud. I mean, the Team USA didn't have Cole Caulfield on it, and that would have been a hugely important piece to, who will definitely be on Team USA come the Olympic time. And also, I mean, enough of this Brock Nelson nonsense. Enough of this. Even Chris Kreider, who was having a bad year. If he can turn it around next year, okay, fine. Maybe he gets back into that consideration for the Olympics. But this season particularly, I'd take Brian Rust over Chris Kreider. So I think the Brian Rust commotion wasn't as loud just because there was other big names that just weren't considered. I think Jason Robertson also was another one that people kind of fought over. But for what it's worth, if Brian Rust gets another year under his belt and they see what Team USA needed, if he's able to sort of show he can bring that and continue to work with Mike Sullivan closely, get that good, eyes on him, all 82, whatever it is, just sort of being there, seeing him, and just getting the good graces of the head coach into the front office. And I think as a depth piece on that team, it would work phenomenally well. He can play, like you said, he does penalty kill. He can be on the second unit power play if you need him to. It's doubtful with that team, but he can kill penalties. He can play in the depth roles there. And I think he could be a great addition as a veteran, no less, to that sort of team.